You have eaten at these places, maybe this week. But what if I told you one uses meat older than your leftovers? Another reuses fryer oil until it turns black? And one was caught serving food with bugs in the ice? These 6 fast food chains are hiding things you were never meant to see, and once you know, you cannot unknow. Let us start with a chain that was once known for its secret blend of 11 herbs and spices, until the only thing they were seasoning was disappointment. Welcome to KFC, where the chicken might be finger-licking, but the process behind it might make you lose your appetite. KFC has built its entire reputation on fried chicken, but behind the scenes, it is more like fast food roulette. Former employees from multiple locations have said that food is sometimes prepped early in the day, then left under heat lamps for hours, way past the point where it still resembles something crispy or fresh. And if you are thinking the mashed potatoes will save your meal, think again. Those creamy scoops often come from rehydrated powdered mix, not actual spuds. One former cook in Texas claimed the coleslaw bins were left uncovered in the walk-in overnight because nobody really cares about coleslaw. That same location got written up for having uncooked chicken stored right next to cooked wings. When a health inspector asked about it, the manager reportedly said, "We rotate the trays sometimes." That is not rotation. That is a bacteria swap meat. Now, let us talk about the chicken itself. It is delivered frozen, thawed in-house, and then pressure fried. But when kitchens fall behind during the lunch rush, some locations reportedly skip thawing altogether and toss still partially frozen chicken straight into the fryer. That means uneven cooking and dangerously raw centers. One customer in Georgia uploaded a photo of their drumstick. It looked golden on the outside, but biting in revealed pink, rubbery meat near the bone. The caption read, "Guess I'll be eating toast for the rest of the week." And the oil? Employees say it is only changed when absolutely necessary. In some cases, that means oil sits for days. If you have ever noticed that weird burnt taste on your chicken, it might be because yesterday's lunch is still floating in today's fryer. As for the famous gravy, it is made from leftover bits scraped from fryers, mixed with starches, then microwaved into submission. A manager once joked, "The gravy has more history than your high school textbook." Let us not forget the sanitation issues. A report from a location in California described kitchen counters sticky with oil, uncleaned cutting boards, and roaches found near the soda machine. In response, the franchise owner said, "We are looking into improvements." Improvements? Maybe start with soap. So yes, KFC might give you that nostalgic fried chicken smell, but that smell comes with a side of shortcuts, neglect, and maybe a little bit of salmonella. If you like to gamble with your gut, KFC is always open. But now let us take a sharp turn to Jack in the Box, a place that never quite recovered from being the poster child for food poisoning. Their infamous 1990s E. coli outbreak left multiple children hospitalized and put the entire fast food industry on alert. You would think that kind of trauma would permanently raise their standards, but some things just do not change. Jack in the Box prides itself on menu variety, from burgers to egg rolls to tacos, but quantity is not the same as quality. Former employees have revealed that many items arrive frozen, pre-assembled, and are just dunked in hot oil or nuked in a microwave before being served. One worker joked that the kitchen is like a defrost and disguise operation. The tacos, arguably their most recognizable item, are shipped to stores fully sealed with meat already inside. They are frozen solid, then fried as a single block. Once cooked, they are held in bins under heat lamps where the shell starts to sag and the meat inside becomes oddly gelatinous. One customer described the experience as crunchy sadness with hot lettuce. And the breakfast menu? The croissants, biscuits, and hash browns are often microwaved in batches, then tossed under warming trays. Staff say the eggs are cooked on flat tops, then stored in metal bins for reuse, sometimes for hours. If you are getting a breakfast sandwich after 10 a.m., it has probably been reheated twice. A former crew leader posted an image of a frozen burger patty labeled "Used by yesterday." Their caption? It is only expired if you believe in time. That same worker claimed that at one location, raw chicken and beef patties were stored in the same cooler, sometimes leaking into one another's containers. That is not fusion cuisine. That is cross-contamination, waiting for a lawsuit. As for the fries, they are often double cooked, but in oil that is rarely changed. Some locations only filter their fryers once a week. By the time Sunday rolls around, the oil smells like every menu item mixed together with a hint of despair. One customer reported finding a hair, a fry, and what appeared to be a sticker from a produce box, all in the same order. Health inspection records for multiple Jack in the Box locations show recurring violations. Food held at improper temperatures, employees failing to wash hands between tasks, and mold found behind ice machines. That cherry soda you love? It might be flavored with more than just syrup. And do not let the late night appeal fool you. Just because it is open at 2 a.m. does not mean it is safe at 2 a.m. In fact, multiple former night shift employees said that after midnight, most cleaning protocols are ignored completely. One worker called it midnight mode, where the priority is speed, not safety. So while Jack in the Box might offer a huge menu and crazy cheap deals, the real cost is your digestive peace of mind. Cheap does not always mean cheerful. Sometimes it means chaotic, cut corners, and a side of E. coli memories. If you made it this far without losing your appetite, like and subscribe. We're just getting warmed up. Unlike some of their food. Let us move to the self-proclaimed king of flame-grilled flavor, Burger King. It might wear a crown in the commercials, but behind the fryer, it is more like the jester of fast food. Burger King loves to brag about its flame-grilled patties, but many customers do not know that the iconic grill marks on their burgers are not from an actual flame. Most of the time, those marks are pre-seared into the frozen patty at the processing plant. The patties are then microwaved or passed through a broiler belt for a quick warm-up. That backyard barbecue vibe? Just a clever illusion. Multiple former employees have admitted that the burgers often sit in a warmer for up to 30 minutes or longer during slower shifts. One even uploaded a photo of Whopper patties that looked like shrunken hockey pucks. The meat was gray, dry, and shriveled, like it had aged 3 decades in 30 minutes. If you have ever bitten into a Whopper and noticed a weird chemical aftertaste, it is not your imagination. Burger King's buns are treated with preservatives to extend shelf life, and employees say they often smell like cleaning products when first opened. The lettuce and tomato might not help either. One viral video showed a tray of chopped tomatoes with visible mold, sitting in the prep station next to lettuce that had browned so much it looked like dried seaweed. Let us talk about sanitation. In multiple locations, health inspectors have found repeated issues with improper food storage, dirty cooking equipment, and staff not washing hands. In a California Burger King, an inspector noted accumulated grease under the fryers thick enough to coat a spoon. That is not grease. That is a lawsuit in slow motion. A former manager from a Michigan location admitted that night crews sometimes reused fryer oil for up to a week. That means those onion rings you are dunking in zesty sauce might have been fried in the flavor of 1,000 chicken nuggets. Customers have complained of getting fries that are stale, soggy, or just plain cold. When someone tweeted a picture of their Burger King fries next to a thermometer, showing a temperature of 70 degrees, the official Burger King account responded with a shrug emoji. Employees also report pressure to serve food quickly, even if it is not ready. One said that if chicken was undercooked, the manager would say, "Put it back for 15 more seconds and serve it." Another claimed the microwave was used more than the grill, especially during rush hours. And if you think breakfast is a safe bet, you might want to think again. The eggs are pre-cooked, then frozen and thawed in the microwave. One former employee said the croissant used for breakfast sandwiches tastes like dry packing foam, unless it is slathered in margarine. Burger King might be royalty in name, but its practices are closer to fast food anarchy. Now, from the king to the hut, Pizza Hut. A place where pizza, pasta, and wings promise satisfaction, but often deliver confusion, regret, and indigestion. At first glance, Pizza Hut might seem like the safer option. After all, how bad can a slice of pizza be? But the truth is, the red-roofed chain has more secrets than a stuffed crust. Let us start with the dough. Many Pizza Hut locations do not make their dough fresh each day. Instead, the dough is delivered frozen, then left to thaw overnight. If the timing is off, or someone forgets, the result is dry, unevenly baked crust that tastes more like cardboard than comfort food. One employee said the crust sometimes smells like vinegar because of fermentation gone wrong. And the cheese? It is a blend of mozzarella, additives, and oil. One viral video showed a cheese pull that went so far, it was more elastic than edible. Customers have reported opening their pizza boxes to find toppings slid entirely to one side, cheese half melted, and crusts overbaked into crunchy hockey pucks. Let us not forget the sauce. A manager once revealed that the marinara base can sit unrefrigerated in bins for hours and sometimes days because of its high salt and sugar content. While technically still safe, the sauce starts to congeal into something more closely resembling ketchup left in the sun. Pasta? Forget about that romantic bowl of baked ziti. Pizza Hut pasta dishes arrive pre-made, frozen in plastic trays. They are then microwaved in those same trays and dumped into foil pans for presentation. One customer described their baked pasta as a microwave meal wearing a tin hat. And then there are the wings. Most are flash fried in oil that is only changed once every few days, leading to a buildup of sludge and debris. One worker posted a photo of the fryer filter, completely black, like an oil slick from a shipwreck. Cleanliness has also been a major issue. Multiple Pizza Hut franchises have received violations for dirty prep stations, old food being reused, and insects near the soda fountains. A customer in Ohio uploaded a video of ants crawling across the napkin dispenser. In a particularly alarming case in Louisiana, a former employee claimed they found a piece of plastic in the sauce bag, showed it to the manager, and were told, "Stir it in. No one will notice." Even the utensils used for serving are often rinsed in sinks that are not properly sanitized. A health inspection in Florida noted that Pizza Hut staff were reusing pizza cutters without washing them, just wiping the blades with paper towels. And if you have ever noticed a weird smell in a Pizza Hut dining area, it might not be your imagination. Moldy ceiling tiles and old carpet stains have triggered complaints in multiple states. One customer posted, "My pizza was hot, but the restaurant smelled like a wet basement." The biggest problem? Lack of staff training and high turnover. New hires are often thrown onto the food line with little experience, leading to undercooked pizzas, raw dough, and improperly stored ingredients. So, while Pizza Hut wants you to believe in melty cheese, stuffed crust, and family night fun, the truth is far from the commercials. Behind the scenes, it is more like a pizza-themed escape room. Let us talk about Arby's, the place that claims we have the meats, but sometimes forgets to mention what kind of condition they are in. Arby's built its reputation on roast beef, curly fries, and those mysterious sauces that taste like both barbecue and regret. But dig a little deeper behind the deli slicer, and you will find a fast food chain with more meat myths than meat quality. That roast beef you see in their ads, stacked high and steaming, it does not come fresh off a slow-roasted slab. According to multiple former employees, it arrives at stores in shrink-wrapped bags of grayish meat soaking in a salty brine. Once opened, the beef is placed in a warming drawer and sliced on demand, often sitting for hours drying out, or worse. One employee described the smell as a mix between salty ham water and a wet dog. Another said it is like slicing old lunch meat with a side of betrayal. Even worse, if the meat starts to dry out or develop crusty edges, it is not always tossed. Some locations instruct staff to steam it slightly or bury it beneath fresher slices in a sandwich. Yes, that juicy-looking sandwich might be built on a base of reheated leftovers. Now let us move on to the cheese. The cheddar sauce? A shelf-stable mix of oil, powder, and preservatives. It is pumped from heated bags through nozzles that employees have described as nightmare lava tubes. In multiple cases, those tubes were not cleaned for days, or at all. One ex-employee said, "We just ran hot water through it. If something was clogging the nozzle, we poked it with a straw." That is not food safety. That is arts and crafts. And while curly fries may be Arby's golden ticket, that fryer is doing a lot more than crisping potatoes. In many locations, everything goes in the same oil. Fish sandwiches, chicken tenders, mozzarella sticks, they all take turns swimming in the same bubbling pot. If you have dietary restrictions or allergies, this cross-contamination roulette can be more than inconvenient. It can be dangerous. Sanitation reports from Arby's locations across several states have cited issues with expired ingredients, mold in ice machines, and improper food handling. One health inspector noted that multiple items in cold storage were kept above 45 degrees, far above the safe threshold. A slow roast is one thing. A slow spoil? Not so much. And do not even ask about the market fresh sandwiches. The bread is delivered frozen, thawed in-store, and often sits uncovered while it rises in air full of grease particles from the fryers. One customer in Kansas claimed they received a sandwich with a sesame bun that was still frozen in the center. Multiple photos have surfaced online showing half-melted cheese, lettuce that looks like tissue paper, and sandwiches that appear assembled by someone wearing oven mitts. And just like so many other chains, Arby's suffers from rushed training and staff turnover. One former manager revealed that some new hires were sent out to prep roast beef after only 30 minutes of training. Another admitted to skipping equipment cleaning entirely on weekends because no one checks. Let us wrap this roast. Arby's may claim to have the meats, but after everything we have heard, maybe it is time to pass on the meat and take your chances with a granola bar from home. And now let us finish strong, or rather strong smelling. Checkers and Rallies. Two names, same food, same issues. Checkers and Rallies might not be as famous as some other fast food chains, but they have carved out a niche with late night hours, wild fries, and greasy burgers that seem to whisper, "You are too tired to care." But behind the neon lights and drive-through lanes, these twin chains share a reputation that might make you hit the brakes. Let us begin with the grill. Multiple employees from both Checkers and Rallies have posted videos showing the state of their cooking surfaces. In one clip, the flat-top grill was caked in layers of black residue built up from days, possibly weeks, without proper cleaning. Grease pooled in the corners like it was auditioning for a horror movie. A former employee said, if the grill had a name, it would be Carbon. The burgers themselves are pre-formed frozen patties, slapped on that same unwashed surface. There is no flame. There is no grill master, just heat, pressure, and a prayer. Many locations keep patties warm for extended periods, leading to dry, chewy meat that sometimes develops a bitter, burnt flavor. The fries, while beloved for their seasoning, are not immune to contamination. One viral TikTok showed a fryer basket filled with debris, floating crumbs, and dark oil that looked more like motor fluid than food-safe liquid. The employee commented, "This oil has not been changed in a week. That is flavor, not freshness." And the toppings. Sliced tomatoes sometimes arrive mushy, stored in water that turns cloudy by the end of the day. Pickles are reused across multiple shifts, and shredded lettuce often comes from bulk bags that smell like plastic and old feet. Let us not forget the ice machines. According to several health department reports, many Checkers and Rallies locations have tested positive for mold and bacteria inside ice bins. In one particularly grim case in Georgia, inspectors discovered live insects crawling near the soda nozzles and inside the cup storage bin. A customer posted a video of their soda cup with a bug floating at the bottom. The caption read, "Do you want bugs with that combo?" Cleanliness across locations has been a repeat offender. Multiple food safety violations have included lack of hand washing, cross-contamination of raw meat, and expired food being relabeled with new dates. One former shift lead admitted they were told to make it work with whatever they had, even if it meant serving old food. Even the shakes and desserts are not spared. The milkshake machines are rarely deep cleaned. Employees have described them as biohazards in disguise. One worker said they had to remove a layer of curdled milk from the inside of a nozzle using a plastic knife. So while the menu may promise big flavor and bold deals, the experience at Checkers and Rallies can be anything but clean, safe, or consistent. Late-night munchies might bring you to that drive-thru, but ask yourself, is the craving worth the risk? And that brings us to the end. 6 fast food restaurants, 6 cautionary tales. From soggy burgers to moldy ice, sketchy sauces to mystery meats, these chains may serve millions. But you do not have to be one of them. The ads might sell you flavor, value, and convenience. But the behind-the-scenes reality often tells a different story. Grease shortcuts, undertrained staff, ignored safety checks, and food that is just one health violation away from disaster. If fast food is a gamble, these 6 restaurants are the slot machines, with broken lights, sticky buttons, and no jackpot in sight. Eat wisely and stay curious. If this opened your eyes, hit like, tap subscribe, and share it with someone who still eats there. We have more truth coming, so stick around. And remember, the truth is not always on the menu.